How's it going, everybody? It's the Johnny Little Fox here. It's my channel where I talk about anime, video games, cartoons, most notably Sonic and Ninja Turtles. And today, I'm here to talk about some Ninja Turtles. Now, if you read this out of the video, you know what we're going to talk about today, and that's going to be about the Last Ronin re-evolution. So, pretty much, this is going to be a little bit of a mini review. I didn't really intend for this video to be a little bit of a review, but I have to talk about this first before I talk about my main subject as to why I'm making this video. So, let's get right into it. Alright, so here are my quick little thoughts on the Last Ronin Re-Evolution. I thought this is a pretty cool comic and stuff. I gotta say, it feels like the introduction of a movie, you know? Like, it opens up to where Casey Marie is, like, dealing with some thugs and stuff, where she's beating them up, her and her gang, and they're kind of, like, losing a little confidence and stuff because the gangs are starting to get a lot more bigger, and it's less of them, and what else? And things are just getting tough, you know? So it's supposed to kind of pave the way for like the new set of heroes, that being the second generation of Ninja Turtles, which is what I like to call them, the second generation of Ninja Turtles, which that's kind of what they are inside this Last Ronin universe, where we got Uno, Odin, Yi, and Moja. Like, these are the new Ninja Turtles inside the Last Ronin universe. Um, but yeah, pretty much yeah, it opens up like that, and then it's mostly like a recap from everything in the Last Ronin, even the origin, which this is probably the first time we actually get the like official origin as to what happened or what had built up from like the Hamato clan and the Oroku's feud, which we already kind of knew anyways based off of like prior knowledge, but it seems like they definitely changed up a lot of stuff from Mirage, which this isn't Mirage. This is the Last Ronin universe has always been its own separate thing, but pretty much it is based around Mirage though. So like Shredder, like he was originally the brother of Oroku Nagi inside the comics and stuff, but here they changed it where in this universe he is the son of Oroku Nagi, and then the whole falling out with Hamato Yoshi and Tang Shin, and then Shredder killed them, and then Splinter and the Turtles killed him, and then Karai took Shredder's place, and then they had a whole thing, and then Oroku Aroto, and here we are. So yeah, I definitely suggest reading the comic if you don't really want to get my abridged thoughts on it, but that's pretty much the recap here. Another thing that we also learn inside this comic is that the newer set of Ninja Turtles, the second generation, they actually have powers and stuff compared to like the original. So like from like when I was reading it, they were all like talking like telepathically and stuff. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like I was like, oh, that's like I was surprised. I was like, oh, so they got powers and stuff now. So seems like they can like telepathically talk to each other. I don't think they can just like talk to just anybody, or they can just telepathically just But this seems like they have this kind of shared twin psychic power kind of thing going on, and it seems like they might have other powers coming in due time, but it just seems like it's kind of dormant right now. Like towards the end of the comic, it definitely alludes that Odin, he has a newer power where he can kind of harden his body. So I think right now it would take time for him to like learn how to control it and stuff. But I think he can probably do something a lot more similar to like Cycloshes, or if you remember, what is it from Teen Titans? Like Cyborg was able to like pretty much he was able to like harden his body or whatever when he was in his human form, and he was trying to like infiltrate the hive and stuff by like showing off that he had like the power of like hardening his body like stone. I think Odin can kind of do something like that in my opinion, but I think it would take like some time for him to train and learn how to like master that skill and stuff. But this is the first time we actually see him in like an actual fight, the newer set of Ninja Turtles, and yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. So it's a pretty decent read and stuff, and I definitely love to see where they can go from there. Anyways, but I wanted to talk about something else. So I actually the point of this video that I'm making is that I wanted to talk about like on whether or not is this comic woke, or is it woke because of these decisions and all that. So I'm gonna get right into it. So basically, what inspired me to make this video is actually two YouTubers. That is Rageaholic or Razor Fist, because I was watching a video that him and Eric July had did together I didn't see the entire stream, but I just saw that clip of him. I'll probably put it in this section right here.
Aren't they like they're literally getting to the point where they're ending the Ninja Turtles book, which was like the only thing that was
The
selling
Last
for a
Ronin.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're ending that, and then they've got the Last Ronin 2, which is.
I've heard some things about that. I'm not knowledgeable on it, but I've certainly heard some things about this new.
They replaced Master Splinter with a girl boss, and
that always goes well.
And the girl boss isn't even a character that's supposed to exist, right? I pointed this out in my Last Ronin review. The Last Ronin's awesome, the original one. You should read it if you haven't. Everyone, it's incredible. It's the best.
Was Laird a part of Last Ronin? Do you know?
He was part of the initial drafting of the concept.
Okay.
Back because they came up with this idea back in the late 80s.
Okay.
Kind of like Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird's Ninja Turtles answer to The Dark Knight Returns, basically. And so they came up with the original concept. This is something from their earliest days doing the Ninja Turtles. And he didn't work on it directly this time, but he gave it his blessing. And of course, some of his designs and stuff are in it, and the story and all of that good stuff. But it's great. It's absolutely great. Then they decided to keep doing it. And it's ridiculous too, because it's called The Last Ronin
2, right? And it's like The Last Ronin 2. It's like, wait a minute, like, how's there a 2?
It's the last
one.
But now they've brought
it's the second to last.
More turtles. Yeah. Apparently, there's a whole team of Last Ronins now.
Yeah, I don't. But I mean, that's all they got though. Like IDW doesn't have. I mean, they got My Little Pony. They
lost
Transformers.
Right?
Image is doing Transformers right now. I think they may still have some of the Sonic stuff. I'm not sure.
And not only did Razor Fist and Spider-Man make this video, but also Nerd Culture is Toxic. So in case you don't know who Nerd Culture is Toxic is, he's basically a bit of a ranter. He talks about comic books and nerdy shit, basically. What else about this guy? But yeah, he's got some takes that I kind of disagree with. But if you want to go check out his channel, you can go check it out. But yeah, I'm going to also insert some clips right here as well.
Casey Jones is basically a female. So this is what they did. They rebooted basically the Ninja Turtles and made half the universe females. So Casey Jones is the sensei of the Ninja Turtle group, but Casey Jones is his daughter actually, but she's still named Casey Jones, and she's a female, and she's kicking ass because it's woke. And then the leader of the Ninja Turtle group is a female, Uno. She's basically the leader of the group. Every power structure is a female. This is a woke ass comic book. How can you love this comic book if you're a Ninja Turtle fan? How? You have to be on drugs. You have to be a hardcore Ninja Turtle fan that's basically a slave that would just eat up anything that Kevin Eastman would give you.
Alright, so word on the street is basically the reason why they don't like the Last Ronin stuff, or like at least the continuations, is because they think it's woke because of Casey Marie, and is woke because she's a girl boss apparently, and also they don't like it because of the new set of Ninja Turtles has 2 girls in it with a balance of 2 other boys. But okay. But anyways, let me start. I guess I'll start off with the Ninja Turtles first. So the second generation of Ninja Turtles, it has 2 boys, 2 girls. 2 boys, that being Odin and Uno, and the 2 girls being Moja and Yi. Now, do I have a problem with 2 girls being a part of the Ninja, like the second set of Ninja Turtles? No, I don't got a problem with it. As long as it's not like there's a balance to it, and it's like, oh, they're all equals, and not like this whole, oh, well, we're better than you, or we got more potential because of our gender, or whatever, you know. Yeah, like that's where that's where usually I would be like, yeah, that is woke, if it is in that case, okay, or whatever, you know. If like statements like that or comments like that, or if that's like what the writing is trying to imply, that they're better because of their gender. But do I mind the idea? No, I'm not against it. Like, if anything, I think that kind of makes it not better, but I think that's yeah, a good way of differentiating them from like the original set of Ninja Turtles. Because when you're making successors, you don't like make the exact same thing, just reskinned or whatever. You kind of like you gotta do other things as well to kind of like shake it up a little bit. So like that's what I kind of like what they did here inside Re-Evolution, is that they kind of have powers and stuff as well that separates them from the original set of Ninja Turtles. So this newer set, they have psychic powers, so they can telepathically talk to each other, and it seems like they will be getting other stuff coming onwards. So as we like continue to keep reading inside this comic, or these this series of comics, that we'll see what what their abilities will be, and all that stuff. And you're probably thinking, well, I don't know if I like that or not. Well, I mean, think about it like this though. I mean, just hear me out. Think of it like Batman Beyond or Wally West, The Flash, or think about it like Miles Morales and Spider-Man. Like, all those characters are successors to the previous counterpart. They all have separate, like, different abilities that, make them different. Like Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond, we all know. He has a high-tech suit, gives him some level of superhuman strength, speed, agility. He can pretty much fire batarangs from like his wrist and stuff. He's got like a wrist launcher or whatever where he can shoot batarangs. What else do you got? He could turn like invisible, camouflage himself, etc. Like, he has all those things. He can fly or glide and stuff with his little rocket shoes, and his little wings and stuff. So yeah, like, those are some things that he has over Bruce Wayne as Batman. Even though, yeah, we know Bruce Wayne is the definitive Batman, yes. But Terry McGinnis is great too, right? Or like Miles Morales is Spider-Man. Miles Morales, he's also a pretty good character as well. He has the ability to like camouflage himself. He has his little electric powers and stuff. Those are two abilities that Peter Parker doesn't have. And he has his own kind of storylines and stuff that makes him different from, again, Peter Parker. And also, of course, his own original costume, which, come on, even if you don't like Miles or you think that he's just a black Hispanic version of Peter Parker or whatever, you can't lie, his costume is actually pretty cool too. Come on, black, red, it's pretty unique. And yeah, we know Peter had a black suit too and all that, but come on, Miles's outfit is also pretty clean too. Come on. But anyways, and then Wally West, of course, the Flash, the actual Flash. Yeah, I know Barry Allen kind of gets focused and stuff a lot more nowadays, and he's supposed to be the second Flash or whatever, and I think that's probably because they want to like focus on like the Justice League members being more younger, I guess, like Batman or Superman or whatever, versus just aging them up or whatever, But yeah, compared to like their more, compared to like some of their actual young adult characters like Nightwing or Donna Troy or whatever, and yeah. But Wally West though, yeah, Wally West back when I was growing up, he was the Flash, and before that, he was Kid Flash, had his own costume, he was pretty cool. And all that. And then when Barry Allen had passed away and died, saving the multiverse, Wally West stepped up, took on the outfit. The outfit honestly looks a lot more cooler and better on him, because I think he modified it, but yeah, it definitely does look pretty cool, his version of the suit. And what else? He has different abilities from Barry Allen where he can vibrate at different frequencies, so when he passes through things, he can kind of destroy whatever he passes through, that kind of stuff. So all those things makes, my point is though, those things makes those characters different from their predecessor, okay? So I don't mind the newer set of Ninja Turtles being different from the older Turtles, as long as they can stay respectful and admire them and all that, and it's not like, oh, well, what I mean? Like, there was nothing good about the original set. No, there was. They were very skilled ninjas. They took down the Shredder, and they accomplished a lot of things. Like, we saw, like, literally Michelangelo by himself take down Oroku Hiroto. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying. But my point is, though, is that, yeah, but I don't mind the newer set of Ninja Turtles. I think that's a good way of carrying on the Turtles' legacy, since they had all passed away in this version of, in the Ninja Turtles and stuff, So, that's where I stand on that. So, I don't mind there being girls and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. I mean, it differentiates it. I mean, even their own designs are kind of different from the Turtles, because the Turtles, they're all like identical twins. But it is what it is. So no, I don't think it's woke because of that. All right, so moving on to a different subject, Casey Marie. So in case you don't know who Casey Marie Jones is, Casey Marie is basically the daughter of April O'Neil and Casey Jones. So is Casey Marie basically like a female Casey? I mean, yeah, but it makes sense because I mean, duh, she's Casey's daughter, so I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's not like in Rise, which I know like Rise, I know I was gonna bring it up, Rise, and then I think even Mutant Mayhem had this idea where they wanted to like change Casey into a girl or whatever, and then they try to like retcon it or something where oh well basically the girl is actually Casey's mom, and the actual Casey's from the future. I know I keep bringing it up. Still don't like it. I still think that's a stupid. I feel like that was always a stupid decision, but Casey Marie though, nah. Like she's her own character. She's not actually Casey, of course. The one that we all know. She's his daughter, and that makes sense. I mean, sometimes some parents might name their kids after themselves and all that. I mean, Casey didn't name his daughter. Hell, he probably didn't even know April was pregnant and that he had a kid because he died before, he kind of died. Like him and Leonardo and Donatello and Master Splinter, they all died before they knew that April was actually pregnant. So when April found out that she was pregnant, she had already lost her arm, her leg, and she was going through like mental and physical therapy to like get back into shape, and then then she had her daughter, but they didn't know that, so it's not like what I mean. Like so April of course named Casey Marie after her late husband. Okay, some people do that. All right. And that's fine by me, but I always call her just Casey Marie versus just calling her Casey, because it's just like, just to differentiate, kind of like Mary Jane Watson. You don't call Mary Jane Mary, you call her Mary Jane. Like, you say the whole thing. And just to backtrack here, I know I have a problem with Jenica and Venus to an extent, but at least with Venus, though, I don't have too much of a problem with her being like a fifth member. If they introduced her properly or whatever. Let me just explain this. Next Mutation, I still need to watch the entirety of that show. I just couldn't. I couldn't really watch all those episodes. I mean, it's not a lot of episodes, but I'm not gonna go into that right now. But Venus's origin, though, it's not half bad, but I just think that it could be revamped a little bit, or some things like romances or love triangles and stuff that could have easily been cut out. But anywho, what else was I gonna say? But Venus though, I just don't like her origin inside the IDW comics and what Sophie Campbell did there, where basically she had to overcomplicate it and made it like, oh, well, Venus is a human turned punk frog turned into some kind of Frankenstein turtle. I know it's not overcomplicated, but you could have just simply had just put that Venus was like a fifth turtle or something that was in stock gen. And she had gotten mutated, and then she has some kind of connection to like psychic powers and spirit, and the spiritual powers and all that stuff. And there you go. That would have been so much more simpler and a lot more easier. Instead, nah, she's a human, who is associated with the punk frogs, who are criminals in this version, and then she becomes a punk frog, and then she becomes named Bonnie or whatever, and then she becomes a mutant turtle after Dr. Barlow experiments on her. Okay. But anyways, so I'm not really a fan of that origin or her connection with like Donatello or and all that stuff. I'm like, I'm just not really feeling it. And then who else? Jenica. You damn well you all know I don't like Jenica. To be honest with you, Jenica is kind of the ugly stepsister of the Ninja Turtles. That's what I consider her. Yep, the ugly stepsister. Because, to be honest, she's, Jenica is not a good character. Like, honestly, she kind of brings down the Turtles and stuff. She offers nothing of value. And speaking of which, she always be bringing down Raphael. I made a whole video talking about that. And you could probably say that this is just Sophie Campbell's writing. And, yeah, it definitely is Sophie Campbell's writing. I know I always blame her, too, but, yeah. But even when it's not her writing, even just that, Jenica is always either in the background, or most people don't even want to write her as a character because, if you look at the annuals, they exclude Jenica when she's supposed to be on the team, chronologically. They want to do stories where the Zeros are, again, being brothers and stuff, They don't want to just throw in some random ugly stepsister in the group and just be like, oh, well, Jenica's a part of the guys too. No, she's not. We want to get back to stories where we want to like read about the Ninja Turtles, not about Jenica's adventures in Mutant Town. Okay, okay, but that's how I feel in that. And I think Sophie Campbell also wanted to make like her own kind of like set of Ninja Turtles as well, or whatever. Like she tried that. I think she was trying to do something like that with Lita and the little Weasel girls, and that's not good at all. And then she's got something like I could have sworn I saw like concept art. Like, well, not I could have sworn I did see concept art. I'll probably post in this video actually if I when I find it when I'm like surfing the internet or something. But yeah, I don't like the look of that either. And I would definitely say, oh yeah, if nerd culture wants to talk about pushing an agenda, oh yeah, that's definitely the look there, but not here with Re-Evolution. I would say these characters are definitely a lot more different than whatever the fuck Sophie Campbell got going on. Okay? And I actually think it's written by competent writers that actually do care about, like, you know, writing stories that the fans actually flock to, or that I actually want to read, you know, action and stuff. Like, hell, I barely get any of that from the main lines of Ninja Turtle stuff. So, yeah. Now, do I think that Casey Marie is woke because she's like the sensei, or that she's supposed to be like Master Splinter's kind of stand-in? No, I do not think that Casey Marie, I don't think this whole thing is woke, or that she's a girl boss because she's standing in the place of Master Splinter and Casey Jones. I mean, first off, she's supposed to be the successor to Michelangelo, okay? So that's first and foremost. Second off, she's the mentor, and she's also supposed to be the mom of the new set of Ninja Turtles, right? So it only makes sense that, yeah, she is supposed to be the master and all that, since Master Splinter and the Turtles and Casey aren't around. And it's just April and Casey Marie. So, I mean, yeah, like, come on. I'm just being honest. Like, yeah, so it would make sense for her to at least be the mentor or the master in this case. So, no, I don't have a problem with her being a stand-in or whatever for Master Splinter. It's not like she's actually standing in and, like, being the mentor to the original set of Ninja Turtles, which that wouldn't make any sense because they're much more older and more experienced than Casey Marie is, and they're more skilled fighters. But still, here, I don't have a problem with it because it's to the newer set of Ninja Turtles, okay? Again, differentiation, all right? So, no, I don't mind Casey Marie being like being that or anything. You know, I mean, it's almost no different from, like, because, I mean, I'm an anime fan, of course. So, I mean, I've seen, like, female mentors or female role models or idols and stuff. Like, I've seen Naruto, he looks up to Tsunade. He wants to become the Hokage and stuff. Or Ichigo from Bleach. He looked like he was mentored by Yoraichi. Like, Yoraichi had trained Ichigo how to, like, you know, use the flash step and all that stuff and how to move faster. Remember? Or what else? Genkai from Yu Yu Hakusho. I mean, Genkai is Yusuke Urameshi's best mentor, right? So, like, all those things. Or, like, you know, or I did some videos talking about Eden Zero, you know, like about Shiki. And Witch Regret is like, you know, like Shiki looks up to Witch. She's like a role model for him. So, no. Even for me, like, you know, I've had some female role models and stuff growing up as well. Of course, I had male role models, definitely. But, which I feel like, of course, a guy needs. But it's also good to have good female role models as well, you know? Like, whether it's, like, in martial arts for me, or I've had teachers that were females and stuff, you know? You can always learn things from anyone, no matter what, okay? But that is what it is. So, no, I don't think that Casey Marie is like, oh, okay. Because it's not like they're trying to imply that she's better than Master Splinter or that she's a better fighter than the Turtles or anything. No, they're not implying that. They're just saying that, like, basically, yeah, she's the mentor to this new set of Ninja Turtles, and she's trying to get them ready to become heroes and all that. So that's fine by me. But anyways, but yeah, but I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, I don't really see how that's any different, like, with her being a female fighter compared to, like, you know, Wonder Woman or Black Canary or Hawk Girl or Batgirl or Supergirl or Huntress or Storm, Elektra, Black Cat, Invisible Woman, Rogue, Phoenix, like, etc. Like, there's plenty of, like, female fighters or female characters and stuff that are, like, really powerful, okay? So I don't see why Casey Marie can't be that. My only criticism, though, for Casey Marie is that I kind of wish that I wish that they kind of demonstrated more of her mutant abilities than just her having enhanced strength. But I mean, that's cool too. After reading that first issue, I was like, oh, like she one armed, like she almost like tore a guy's face off. She one armed this one dude, threw him all the way, like off the docks into the water. I was like, good God, like, yeah, you sometimes forget. Oh, she's a mutant too. I wasn't really a huge fan of the. I wasn't really a fan of the origin per se that she was like a mutant because Casey and April had been around the Turtles for so long, but but I'm not against her actually being a mutant and stuff. I just wish that they would have like gone in more on that, like her having abilities and stuff like that, like kind of like Karai from Shredder's Revenge. Remember how like Karai was able to do all that, like all those powers and stuff in the video games? Yeah, that's what I want to see like Casey Marie doing, like some kind of like powers like that to like showcase that she's a mutant versus just having like enhanced strength because it just seems like oh well she's like a super soldier or something like that basically like oh okay high pain tolerance, superhuman strength, speed, agility, whatever, that kind of thing. All right, cool. But anyways, but nah. And on top of that, Case Marie is actually kind of cute. You know, I mean, I was like, oh, I wasn't really a huge fan of some of her outfits, like the one where she kind of looked like Robin a little bit. But I definitely did love the one in Lost Years where she kind of had a Master Splinter thing going. I even did a little PNG on that. And then what else? But I definitely do like her costume now as well in this version. She kind of like looks like a combination of like Huntress and Casey kind of put together and stuff. So I mean, I do like that. I'm not gonna lie. And a little bit of her cleavage is kind of showing too. So I'm like, okay, that's a nice bonus. But yeah. But other than that though, yeah. So I got no problem with Casey Marie. And I remember Razor Fist. He was talking about like, well, why didn't they just use Shadow Jones? Or he was just talking about like, well, they like Casey and April already have a daughter, and that's Shadow Jones and stuff because he thinks that this is correlated to Mirage Comics. The Last Ronin, I think originally that was the plan that Eastman and Laird had back in the day to do something like that, but no, it's not correlated to the last. I mean, it's not correlated to Mirage. It is based off of Mirage, where some things, maybe like some similar events happen, but there's obviously some like some changes and stuff that you can definitely tell. Even before I read this comic, where they changed the origin a little bit, where they made Orokunagi Shredder's dad. Yeah, if you look back, yeah, you can definitely tell they definitely changed some stuff around here, like here and there, between the like the story and all that. So, yeah. So, but it seems like Shadow doesn't exist in this version. But in case you don't know who Shadow Jones is basically she's the stepdaughter of April and Casey. Basically, Casey had gotten married to a girl named Gabrielle during him and April's breakup. He got married to her, and she was pregnant, and she had died giving birth. So Casey had taken in her daughter and had raised her alongside of April, pretty much. You know, and then he got married to April, and then Shadow, you know, she grew up with the Turtles and stuff, which is probably a major difference between her and Casey Marie because Casey Marie didn't really grow up with the Turtles. She only just met, you know, Michelangelo by the time she was like a teenager, whereas what's his face? What's her name? Shadow, she kind of grew up with the Turtles and stuff, you know, and just like Casey Marie, she was also pretty close with Michelangelo as well. But anyways, but no, I don't think Casey Marie's a bad character at all. I think she's just fine. It probably would have been cool actually to have Shadow in there, and she could have been like an older sister or something to Casey Marie. But again, I don't mind it too much, you know. It's fine the way it is. And I get the idea. Like I know like that a lot of things have been definitely getting ruined because it's been going woke. Everyone wants to pander to certain minorities or demographics to kind of make themselves look good or to get higher pay and stuff like that. You know, it's stupid. And it does kind of kill some things sometimes, you know. But I don't think it's all bad. I don't think that everything is woke and stuff. I know in Ninja Turtles, I would say mostly for the mainstream stuff, like the animations, like Mutant Mayhem, and this comic and all, like the main series comic, yeah, definitely. But the side stuff, like the crossovers, like with Power Rangers, Street Fighter, Usagi Yojimbo, what else? I haven't really read the Stranger Things, so you can tell me. But because I'm not really into Stranger Things like that, so yeah. But still, you know, I haven't heard anything bad about it per se, you know, or like this with Re-Evolution or Last Ronin or Lost Years. No, or even the Saturday morning cartoon, which honestly, this is probably what I'd rather read than definitely I would rather read this than the main series any day. But yeah, all these stuff, like all this stuff, it's just like it's a lot more like it's not woke and it's actually pretty decent. And I actually feel like the characters are actually the characters. So yeah, but I feel like people overuse the word woke a lot nowadays. Um, for a valid reason, yeah, but not everything is woke, okay? This is fine the way it is. I don't think that, oh, okay, well, what I mean, red flag or whatever. I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong. You can be cautiously optimistic. Sometimes I can be cautiously optimistic or whatever. And it doesn't mean that this probably won't happen somewhere down the line or whatever. But so far, so good. All right. That's my takeaway from it. But anyways, this has pretty much been my thoughts on re-evolution so far, and my defense as to why this isn't woke. Anyways, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is the Joning Level Fox, and I'm out. Peace, and until we meet again.